Hi guys, this is Jeremy, otherwise known as Uwata, and today I'm going to bring to you a very simple Java tutorial on object-oriented programming, straight from the Oracle website. Very easy, and I think it's just worth going over in the best depth possible so you can understand it in the easiest way. So let's get started by going File, New Project, which you can right-click, whatever I was doing. Let's call it YouTube. YouTube bikes, because this is going on YouTube and it's about bikes. You don't have to call it YouTube bikes, I just like to call it that. So anyway, let's go to our source folder, right click on the source folder, new class, and we're going to call this bicycle. Can I spell bicycle right? Yes, I can. Okay, and we're going to click finish. And what that's going to do is going to create our class, public class bicycle. This is our constructor, and it is perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to create three integers. We are going to do int gear equals 0, int speed equals 0, and int cadence equals 0. Okay, and now what these are doing is I'm literally creating a bicycle. Picture a bicycle in your head right now. We are creating the gears. We are creating the gear, what gear you're on. So this is what gear your biker is on. What speed your biker is going. And cadence is what RPM he or she is riding at. Okay. Now that we have that out of the way, those are our variables, we are going to create our methods. Save that. First method we're going to do is change gear. And we're going to have a few parameters for him in just a second. We're going to also have a change speed. And we're going to have a void change cadence. Okay? Perfect. So let's go back to change gear, our first one. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new integer in change gear and call it new value. This is straight off the tutorial on, well, this part is straight off of the tutorial. I'm kind of branching off a tiny bit. And, oh, God, what am I doing? I'm not explaining this. Sorry, getting off here. What I've done here is I've put a new variable into the parameters of the change gear method. Okay? Hopefully that made sense. I'm going to explain it even further, but let's go back and do the speed parameter. Let's do the speed one last. I kind of put it in the middle, which was stupid, but we're also going to do int new value here. It's separate from this new value. They are not the same. They're different, just so you know that. Then we're going to do int increment here. We're just going to call it int increment, okay? Cool. So in change gear, what we're going to do is we're going to say gear equals new value, which we have set here. Same thing with cadence. We're going to do cadence equals new value. Perfect. And now I kind of like having this in the middle because we now have to do speed equals speed plus increment. We don't have to do this, but this is a cool way of creating a bicycle framework. This class, this bicycle class, is the framework for every other bicycle you make in this project, in this package. It is the framework that you would extend or implement in every other class. That being said, let's break this down. Void change gear int new value. So gear, if you hold down control and click on it, it'll take you to where that is. Int gear, so gear is 0. So pretend it doesn't even say gear here, it says 0. 0 equals new value. Control click on new value. Here's the integer new value, but we haven't really set what that equals yet. All we know is it equals new value. That will be set later. Same thing for speed. We control click on speed, it equals 0. We control click on increment, doesn't have anything yet. Same thing with cadence, it equals 0. Same thing there. That's that. We need to do one more thing before we move on and set those values in increments. We need to do a void print all. And what this is going to do is we're going to do system.out.println. This is as basic as it gets. We're going to do cadence. Well, actually, let's just do this in order. Gear space plus a gear plus speed plus cadence, plus cadence. And what I'm doing in here, and I hope you understand this, is we're printing out a line to our debugger, and we're saying gear, we have a string, this is our text, gear plus the gear variable, so if I control click on this, again, equals 0, so we're saying gear right now plus gear plus this variable, which would equal 0. Speed is text plus speed variable, which also equals 0. Cadence, which I have totally I was going to say like dyslexia'd, but that is not a word. It's 2 in the morning, forgive me, that I've just messed up. Anyway, text plus the variable. There we go. Okay, that being done, we're going to stop doing this. We're going to right click again on our source, new class, and we're going to call this bikes. We're also going to include our main string, just so I don't have to type it. We can get rid of this. Okay, now what we're going to do is in our main method, we are going to do bicycle, bike equals new bicycle. And what this is saying, and this is the part about Java that I always got really messed up with. This is the part that really confused me. But if I control click on bicycle, it's going to refer me to that class. What I'm saying right here, this bicycle that I've typed in, is that class. Bike doesn't, there's a little yellow line underneath it. That is a warning because I haven't done anything. I haven't declared anything for that bike, but that's what we're calling that variable. So we're saying the bicycle class has bike as its variable equals new bicycle, same thing. The new equals bike. And let's get to work just so this makes more sense. We're going to say bike.change gear. Now we have our new value. Int new value, we're going to give it a gear of 7. Bike.change speed. Now we'll do cadence first. Change cadence. God, I cannot talk. Cadence 50. Bike.change speed. And increments, that's right there, we're going to give it a speed of 20. That's good for a biker. That's really good for a biker. Then we have to do one other thing, and that is do our print all. And this is the very basic way to print out methods in Java. So right now, if we were to debug this, it would print out the method, and it'll say our gear is equal to 7, our cadence is equal to 50, and our speed of our bike is equal to 20. But if you remember here, we have done something special with speed. We did speed equals speed plus increment. So what that gives us the ability to do is change our integer right here. So instead of saying 0 equals 0 plus 20, we can now give this another number. So let's say it's even 60. So now we have 60 equals 60, so it's going to stay 60, plus 20, so it's going to equal 80. So now we can debug this. And it's going to say gear 7, speed 80, cadence 50. Sorry about my spacing, that is clearly not wrong, but it's easy to fix. All you have to do is put spaces in front of those and run it again. Gear 7, speed 80, cadence 50, and if you even put this back to 0, it'll give you gear 7, speed 20, cadence 50. I hope you got something out of this tutorial. I hope you understand object-oriented programming a little bit better. This is very basic, and I just hope you got something out of it, and I will see you next time for something totally different. Again, I'm Jeremy, and see you in the next video.